I just got back from Moana. Let's talk about it. So, I'm someone who is kind of on the side of I like a handful or a lot of these live action Disney reimagining live actions. I have a full video on my channel going over the live action remakes and everything. You can go check it out in the description below. But let me tell you, I feel like with these movies, it's like in every other game. So every other movie either is good or at least somewhat enjoyable to watch. So, for contextual reasons, last year we had Snow White, which initially I enjoyed it, but upon rewatch, it has problems and it's not as good of a movie to even just rewatch. Then we have Lilo and Stitch, which I've rewatched and I still very much enjoy it. Yes, they changed things with certain aspects of how they did this movie, but it still holds that heart and enjoyment that I feel like the original has. So then we have Moana, which even upon announcement of Moana, I struggled with accepting the idea of it even existing, of a remake existing. When they announced that like 2 or 3 years ago, I was very confused and just overall did not make sense to me. That's kind of my thoughts going into it. At the same time, I'm a father, and not counting all the times that yes, I've vlogged this movie probably twice this year already on Letterboxd, but the times that it's been played at my house is upwards to 12. This is my daughter's favorite Disney character, Disney movie, is Moana. And so, as a father, I feel like I would not be meeting those father duties if I didn't take my daughter to go see Moana. So that's what we did. We went and saw Moana several weeks actually after its release. Noticed by when I'm releasing this video. My overall thoughts. It was alright. And sorry, the way my lighting is kind of bugging me with my glasses. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's not going to do any better. My glasses just glare. Doesn't matter. I'm sharing my thoughts. You can listen to my thoughts, and that might be better and not as distracting as the glasses glare. So, it was all right. Visually, I thought this movie was stunning. I thought it was very colorful. It did not feel washed out at all. The music was basically the same, pretty much the same. But overall, I felt like this movie played it way too safe. Like, safer than The Lion King safe. Like, The Lion King was essentially just a CGI remake of the 1994 original movie. This is a beat by beat live action remake of Moana. Like, you could turn this movie on without watching the movie, and it's essentially the same movie. Like, I don't recall anything that was different than maybe a joke or two. So, that's that. I do want to talk about the good first. I think the actress who played Moana did very well. And I feel like she was the best choice that they could have gone with. Her singing ability was brilliant. Her acting ability matched the character, and she was done very well. I also felt like the grandma, who through marketing in the trailer, I was kind of mixed on, but actually seeing the film, I thought she does really well and still captures that magic the original character does too. Then we have The Rock, which I'm on the fence with when it comes to how he acts, you know? Pro wrestler turned into a movie star. And yes, his career has had ebb and flows, and he almost does the same movies and plays the same character in every movie. And I feel like he literally plays the same character that he played in the 2016 movie. But like, I mean, maybe Moana 2's frustrations kind of bleeding into this movie. I find Maui a very obnoxious and annoying character. And maybe that's the point. He is very just over the top. It's all about me. And that's the character, and I know that's the character, but I don't like it. And that's my thoughts. The story, basically, I mean, it's the same. The girl wants to go to the water. She goes on this journey to save the ocean. That's all. That's the same. And it plays it very safe. They don't add anything new. And in general, going back and looking at my opinions of the original, the story was one that, when you compare it to Tangled or Frozen or Wreck-It Ralph, the story doesn't resonate to me as much as it does with those other movies. Yes, it's a good story, but it's not great. I feel like it's missing something, in my opinion. And bringing it to live action, there was a potential to add new layers to the story that I felt like they just didn't do. So that was pretty frustrating from that perspective. I do want to say I loved seeing my daughter's reactions to things. She was dancing, she was trying to sing it, she was just trying to quote the movie as the movie was going, and I thought it was pretty endearing and very sweet and very cute. But it doesn't take away with the fact that, for it being the same movie, it felt very forgettable. It doesn't have that lasting impact. And I can simply just turn it on Disney Plus and watch the same movie without having to go to the movie theaters to see it. As someone who loves and supports the movie theaters, I'd rather see movies that will make that lasting impact. I've seen the Odyssey twice, and I want to see it again because of how compelling not only the filmmaking is, but the story and all of the above. Whereas this is just a rehash, redone, basically the same movie, but with a live action filter. That's kind of where my thoughts lie. Though I do want to say I am decently excited for when they do Tangled. I've seen some of the set photos and the casting, and it makes me very optimistic. The differences between Moana and Tangled is Moana, you kind of have to rely on that CGI, visual effects, heavy atmosphere. Whereas Tangled, you can have a lived-in world, real set design. And not saying the village in Moana looks great, but with Tangled, you can have that set design, and you can have those fully realized costumes, and you don't have to overly CGI all these characters. And that's just the execution of what they had to do, okay? Moana is one of the most successful animated movies in the last 10, 15 years. There's so many people who've watched it on Disney Plus and all that stuff. Moana 2 made over $1 billion in the box office. Like, it's a very successful brand. But I feel like we're kind of done with it, in a way. And they're making a Moana 3, which, it's going to probably make a ton of money. But it's interesting to see the box office turnout with this movie, especially watching it 2 or 3 weeks into its release. And Moana, you would think, would make $1 billion pretty quick. And like Toy Story 5's been out just barely over a month, and it's already hit $1 billion. And then we have this movie, and yes, it's probably competing with Toy Story, which that's a burden on that Disney's front. But it is what it is, So my overall review, with my score and my rubric, I'm giving it 29 out of 50 or 2.9 out of 5, which, rounding up respectfully, will be a 3 out of 5. This movie, bare minimum, was what it was. It was all right. There was some moments that I was like, yeah, this was fun, bobbing my head. But overall, there are so many other the live action Disney remakes that I would go sit and watch just to watch. And like Cinderella is a beautiful film. I have a very strong connection to Beauty and the Beast. Christopher Robin definitely is considered one of the best because of its originality and its storytelling and the way it takes those characters, even though it is more or less just Hook with less magic. But it's still a brilliant film. And then we have Lilo and Stitch, which I am also biased. They lived in Hawaii. Very much enjoy that film. And going into this film as well, I love the Polynesian culture. I lived in Hawaii for 2 years and was able to embrace Polynesian culture and spent some time with Tongan Samoans. I feel like this movie will make that impact, strike a chord with Polynesians that I am glad that it's something that will speak to you, and that's awesome. All right, film, not the worst of the live actions, but certainly not the best. Let me know what you think of Moana live action, or in my family, we call it Moana IRL. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts, or if you've still planning to see it, let me know. In my opinion, I'd say wait for streaming. As someone who is a movie theater advocate, you can wait for streaming, or simply just watch the original. It's already on there. So thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye.